This is your boy Chris,
Bridget,
and we're here at Faith Builders at the Thanksgiving celebration here with Danny Gokey. It's
Jamar Rogers just got on stage and he did his thing too. Jamar and Dan Gokey, it was wonderful.
Doing this thing, man. Dude, we got some awesome footage after this. Stay tuned, check it out.
Check it out.
Speak Music Radio.
That's what we doing. Radio, Speak Music Radio. I am here with Danny Gokey. He is such a phenomenal artist. This is my friend, my brother, my ace. He's my brother from another mother because, you know, the resemblance.
Yeah, we got the same bangs.
Yeah. But I'm so happy to be here. We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, here at Faith Builders Church, and I want to interview him finally. Yes, Danny Gokey. I've watched his career grow so tremendously. It's just awesome. If you would, Danny, just tell us who have influenced your music.
Well, since I was a child, my father was the biggest influence on music. So my father listened to all types of different music. Obviously raised in a church. When we were younger, my parents wouldn't let us listen to the radio at all. It was funny, so we just had Christian music, but then my dad started listening to Motown, and then he would listen to funk, and he'd listen to country. He started with country when I was 12 years old, and then it was just like this plethora of music. Rock was never really in there, believe it or not. And then as I got older, you know, I always had those influences, but then I started going to church and really getting involved musically myself. So gospel music was a big influence on my life. And that's, you know, we've done music together. I used to sing in churches all around here, did some choir judging, me of all people. But it was really interesting to see, like, and I met, you know, there was Spanish music, I should say. You know, Spanish music has been a huge influence on my life. You can't put me in a box because I tend to, I don't fit that mold. America is too diverse now to have, like, you know, fit in genres, you know.
So tell me, what's next for you? What have you been doing with your music?
Well, we've been, you know, ever since Idol, you know, we put out an album and we've toured. We just finished touring with Taylor Swift, which is a really, you know, really big deal and really cool thing. We've done some really cool things. Now we're in the process of deciding what our next step is for. You know, we started working on the second album, and we've decided to show more of who I am now, show more influences than just the countryside, you know, the soulful country. We're starting to go out and branch out more, and we're deciding to see what it looks like. You know, I feel like with me, you know, gospel and God has always been a big part of me. You know, and I always, off my first album, you'll notice that, you know, that's just who I am. You can't escape it. And so we don't have the next step figured out, I'll tell you that, but you know, to me it's like, well, God, you got it figured out, so I'll just, wherever you open the door, let me walk through it.
Now, you have Sophia's Heart. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. That's here in Milwaukee, started here, founded. Tell me, what's going on with Sophia's Heart? Is it progressing? What's happening there?
Sophia's Heart, you know, obviously was started in honor of my late wife. And it was, you know, if you ever followed the story of the show, it was a very tragic story, but a lot of good has come out of it. And one of the things, you know, the good thing about being raised in the church is that, you know, you're influenced not only by music, but you're influenced by, you know, these core values of helping people. And it's such it's a foundation of what we do and who we are as people. And so I started this organization not knowing what I was doing, but I really feel like, man, it really has exploded. We'll be 3 years old next month. And right here in Milwaukee, we do music and arts programs. We just landed our first location here last month, I think it was.
Where's that location at?
That's actually in Grand Avenue Mall. And we have our kids choir and dance team working out of there. And then someone donated a facility to us. 77,000 square feet. As a matter of fact, I've had the opportunity to give you a tour of it. And in Nashville, Tennessee. And we rehabilitated our first homeless family, and we just moved in our second homeless family in last like 11/11/11. We moved our second homeless family in there. We have the capability of housing 30 families, homeless families. But it's been, I'll tell you what, finances and all these different things and all these structures has been, you know, it's been difficult, you know, but the vision and the goal is set before us, and you know, we have a team that just won't stop. We'll do whatever it takes to fulfill what we feel like our mission is to do. And so we also do music programs, arts programs out there also.
Wonderful. Now you're here at Faith Builders tonight. Yeah. Okay. Why are you here? What are you doing?
Well, I'm in town for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, great.
Faith Builders was a place where was actually my home church, where music really started for me. You never know where this music thing's going to take you, and so it's like, you just put one foot in front of the other. You follow natural passions that are inside you, which is obviously music, and look where it led me to. You know, the biggest platform of music in the entire world, which is American Idol. But I'm back here to sing, go back to my roots, sing some gospel music. And man, I'm so excited. You can never peel me away from this. No matter what direction my music takes, you'll never be able to peel this from. This is part of my soul.
Wow. Now, lastly, if you would, have there been any challenges in your career since American Idol? And if so, how was that experience for you with, you know, with you becoming a new artist and things like that?
There's a lot of challenges. I think you're trying to find who you are and what your place is. You know, my voice is so broad; it can go in so many different areas. Like, I really like what I'm doing right now. I really like that soulful country thing, but I feel like it was too new for so many people to catch. You know, it was so. You know, people would, you know, it's real difficult to try to pioneer something that's newer, and so, but it always be a part of me. I always felt like this. I feel like my music's gonna be it's gonna be very mixed, because I enjoy music, and you can't define music like that. You know, there's certain genres you place in each area, but with me, you can't really do that and put me in a box. And there's a lot of artists like that, and I feel like it's gonna be more progressive sound for me. You know, for my sound of voice. There are struggles in this career. Yeah, I've had some great success, but then I've also seen some things a lot of things didn't go my way either. I'm like, man, I thought this would be like this. I thought that would be like that. But you never stop. What's the goal in front of me? I'll do music no matter what. You can pay me or don't pay me. I'm doing music.
And that's what intrigues me about you, Danny. Just going back to even remembering when you were doing praise and worship. Yeah. It was like you would be at our house for hours singing. Like, it's something that I know that is a part of who you are, you know, so it doesn't matter, you know. So that's just so great, because a lot of people, they get in the business for fame, for fortune, for money. It's not even about that with you, and I know that personally. Lastly, if you would offer some advice to maybe some upcoming artists that is trying to...
I think one of the biggest things is you gotta, you know, one of the things that I think that one of the strengths that you can possess is knowing who you are. I think one of my things is that I'm so like diverse as a musician. That I've had you never stop figuring out. You never stop forming and growing as an artist. But for me, like, I know what my thing is. I know my thing is music, and, you know, as you mentioned before, Sophia's heart. Some way, somehow, this thing is gonna mix together, because that's just me. Like, I want to take my music on the road, and I want to take the stories of the homeless family. You know, we want to rehabilitate drug addicts. We want to get involved in anti-human trafficking and housing these people. My story is to bring their stories on the road. You know, so far we've had kids open up shows for me in my music and arts program, and I think I'm becoming into who I am as an artist. I think these people need to figure out who they are as an artist, and then you always put that vision before, and you go after it, and whether people like it or not. And this is the thing, whether people are clapping and cheering for you, and when they're not, you said it before yourself. Like, for me, I feel like it's what God has for me, and so you can't tell me any other way. And so you only allow it to be a struggle if you allow it to be a struggle. The biggest thing that I've got to conquer is me. It's conquer my attitudes, conquer my definitions of successes, and, you know, or in my timelines of success. And once you get that out the way and say, this is what I am, this is who I am, and what I do, you're golden.
And he's been very, very successful, because, I mean, God has really blessed his life. And I'll just thank you so much for this opportunity. Y'all make sure y'all Google my boy, my brother, my friend, my ace, Danny Gokey. Go to his website. What's your website?
DannyGokey.com, or you can get me on Twitter, Danny Gokey, or Danny Gokey Official on Facebook.
Make sure y'all check him out. He's getting ready to hit the stage, y'all. About to lift up the name of Jesus.
Oh, yes.
Keep it locked.